when I look back and I look at where I am today, I'm thankful for the change that's happened to me. It stands to reason that the quality of the MBA program one attends has a direct impact on the quality of one's contribution to society. That's interesting. I hardly remember writing that, but I love that I use the word quality twice. The quality of the program and the quality of the contribution. Those two things really work together. Definitely feeling that the quality of education that I got at ESMT, the diverse group of people that I worked with has incredibly contributed to the quality of work that I do today. Coming from a third world country, the question of sustainable business is a big question. And as such, a global sustainable business elective track appeals to me tremendously. I still remember the sustainable business class taught by the professor Bhattacharya at the time. And one of my favorite parts of that story was he talked about this, we had this fishing simulation where we had to keep fishing and everybody, within a span of like 5 minutes, we had basically fished out the entire ocean. And that was such a vivid memory for me to know that as a member of society, even if I am driven by self-interest, I have to keep thinking about what's going to happen in the future. If we're all fishing for ourselves, we could possibly deplete all of the resources that have made us successful. So definitely really appreciated that class, appreciated the focus on sustainability in the school. Am I doing that today? I think I try to incorporate some of that in the work that I do. I intend to take my manufacturing experience along with my newly acquired skills from ESMT, of course, and apply them to their resources. Fruit and vegetable to start an organic dried fruit operation. I will focus on teaching the orphans in the village a skill like fruit harvesting, preparation, and drying. I will then connect them and their product to the appropriate markets. I did not do that. I feel bad, but in the end, I think that's what we have is hope, right? Like when you look to the future, you look to say, here's the skills that I'm going to learn and here's how I think I'm going to use them. And then life deals you very different cards and you have to adapt, which is what I learned is how to adapt quite quickly to changing situations. Long term, I want to get involved in small business consulting. That actually happened in the short term. I started consulting for a startup. It was a small, actually single owner company. I leveraged a lot of my experience that I had from China working in manufacturing and obviously my new acquired skills at ESMT, building models and financing and all this stuff, which actually really helped me do much better. And I helped this individual who was also in school at the time trying to make some money start his business on Amazon. Actually, he was making backpacks. And so I felt like I kind of did that a little bit. We did that for actually 2 years. Started while I was in school and then ended, I think, a year and a half later. So I think I kind of achieved that one. Finally, I hope that the tools I acquired from my MBA education can help me show that good quality services, products, and businesses are all around us and are worth pursuing. I sincerely hope ESMT can be part of my contribution to society. Wow, that's a real final statement. I think when I graduated and came back to the US, I felt that, you're trying to make money back because you spent all this money in school, you spent all this year out of school. Once I got a job, I actually started also helping my sister and her husband who run a really successful business in Uganda. He's a doctor. And actually during COVID, they were the very first business to make face masks in Uganda because all the face masks were being imported. And when I was at ESMT, all the stuff I was learning, I remember talking to them and giving them advice and really trying to help kind of build out some financial models and stuff like that for them. I think for me, that experience, and my sister still talks about that today, she says, Josh, I cannot believe what happened to you when you went to ESMT, like all these things that you learned. And she's constantly saying, you got to come back and teach us more. Right? It really shows me that one, there are great businesses out there that really need help. Two, the stuff that I learned at ESMT, I might look at it and say, well, that's, it was just an MBA, is actually quite helpful. And I hope one day I can make my sister proud and go home and maybe do that.